Deedin daddle diddle dee yaddle diddle dee yan daddle da. Oh, me name is Mick Maguire. I'll quickly tell to you of a young girl I admire, named Katie Donahue. She's fair and fat and 40. Believe me when I say, whenever I step inside the door, I can hear her mammy say, Johnny, get up from the fire, get up and give your man a sate. Can't you see it's Mr. Maguire? He's courting your sister Kate. You know very well he owns a farm a wee bit out of town. Get up and in that, you impotent brat, let Mr. Maguire sit down. Oh, the first place that I met her was at the fair at Tanderby, and I asked her very politely if she'd dance a step with me. Asked if I could see her home, if I was going her way. No sooner I stepped inside the door, I could hear her mammy say, Johnny, get up from the fire, get up and give your man a sate. Can't you see it's Mr. Maguire? He's courting your sister Kate. You know very well he owns a farm a wee bit out of town. Get up and that, you impotent brat, let Mr. Maguire sit down. Diddle-dee-yaddle-dee-daddle, diddle-dee-oot-and-da, diddle-dee-yaddle-dee-daddle-dee-daddle-dee-dee-ah. You know very well he owns a farm a wee bit out of town. Get up and that, you impotent brat, let Mr. Maguire sit down. Yo! But now that we are married, this always changed your mind, because I spent a legacy your father left behind. Hasn't got the decency to give me time of day. Whenever I step inside the door, I can hear the someone say, Johnny, pull up to the fire, pull up, you're sitting in the draft. It's only Al Maguire, he nearly drives me daft. Don't know what Katie took him for, he's always on the tear. You're a sick way and never you dare give Al Maguire the chair. Diddle-dee-yaddle-dee-daddle, diddle-dee-oot-and-da, diddle-dee-yaddle-dee-daddle, diddle-dee-oot-and-da. Don't know what Katie took him for, he's always on the tear. You're a sick way and never you dare give Al Maguire the chair. Hello.
Hello there, and welcome to this concert with me, Joel Andersson, and Colm Doyle here to my right, or maybe to your left, depending on how the camera alters things. So we're a duo called Doyle and Andersson. And so my name is Joel Andersson, and I play the harmonica, obviously, as well as customizing, rebuilding, repairing harmonicas and teaching harmonica. And my main style of harmonica playing would be Irish music, of course.
You kind of guessed that, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe, hopefully.
Yeah, and well, I've been singing Irish music for most of my life, I think, and Joel and I, we met up and we've played in the south of Sweden for quite a few years now, a couple of years. And, since COVID, we've started to think of like forming a duo, basically, and exploring sort of maybe the older songs, maybe the old recordings, the 78s, things like that.
Basically songs from the 1920s, 1930s, and one of the reasons why we fell in love with these like styles and songs is because they're very, very rhythmic and very, very like melodic.
I agree.
So yeah.
What are you going to do now?
Now I'm going to play a couple of tunes here now. So you'll just sit back and
just
enjoy.
Sit down and just
relax.
Polish my nails while I'm waiting.
Your nails, yeah. So I'll be playing a hornpipe called The Rights of Man, followed by two reels, Tarbolton and Spindleshanks. And these ones would be played on a so-called octaharp. And the octaharp is a 3D printed mouthpiece that was invented by Brendan Power. And this mouthpiece combines two diatonic harmonicas. In this case, it's two Hohner Thunderbird harmonicas, which are tuned to a low D and a low, low D. So it's very low. So yeah, and if you would be interested in one of those harmonicas, they are available at jaharmonicas.com. Not too bad. Not too bad now.
Right, we'll do a song then again. This is one which is probably immortalised, I suppose, by Sarah Macon, the mother of Tommy Macon. And of course I heard it first from the Clancy brothers, as many others have heard. And there's many different songs with the name as I rolled out, and this is one of them.
And it's great.
Yeah, we love it.
And I will play this one on a marine band, of course, customized one in a tuning called Easy Third, with all the reed work and all of that set up to it.
As I rode out on a bright May morning right early, I met me love upon the way, by Jesus she was early. Her shoes were black, her stockings white, her buckles shone like silver. She had a dark and a roving eye, earrings tipped her shoulder. And she sang little doodle, little doodle, little doodle-dee, idle and a dee, idle and a dee and a dandy. And she sang little doodle, little doodle, little doodle-dee, idle and a dee, idle and a dee and a dandy. How old are you, my pretty fair maid? How old are you, my honey? Quite modestly she answered me, I'll be 18 come Monday morning. And where do you live, my pretty fair maid? Where do you live, my honey? In a wee house at the top of the hill, and I live there with me mammy. And she sang little doodle, little doodle, little doodle-dee, idle and a dee, idle and a dee and a dandy. And she sang little doodle, little doodle, little doodle-dee, idle and a dee, idle and a dee and a dandy. If I come to your house at the top of the hill when the moon is shining clearly, would you open the door and let me in? Sure divil the one will hear. Went to her house at the top of the hill when the moon was shining clearly. She opened the door to let me in, but her mommy chanced to hear her. And they sang little doodle, little doodle, little doodle-dee, idle and a dee, idle and a dee and a dandy. And they sang a little doodle, little doodle, little doodle-dee, idle and a dee, idle and a dee and a dandy. Oh, marry me, my soldier boy, marry me now or never. Oh, marry me, my soldier boy, can't you see I'm done forever? I'd marry you, my pretty fair maid, I'd marry you, my honey. I'd marry you, my pretty fair maid, but my wife, she wouldn't let me. And she sang little doodle, little doodle, little doodle-dee, idle and a dee, idle and a dee and a dandy. And she sang little doodle, little doodle, little doodle-dee, idle and a dee, idle and a dee and a dandy. And a pint at night is my delight, a gallon in the morning. The owl maid's there to bear my life, but the young ones are me darling. And they sang little doodle, little doodle, little doodle-dee, idle and a dee, idle and a dee and a dandy. And she sang little doodle, little doodle, little doodle-dee, idle and a dee, idle and a dee and a dandy. Little doodle, little doodle, little doodle-dee, idle and a dee, idle and a dee and a dandy. There we go now.
There we go now, yeah. And the crowd went wild!
Very strange indeed playing to a telephone like this.
So what are we doing now?
You're doing some tunes again.
I'm doing tunes again. Good stuff. So these would be jigs now. And the first one is called Scotsman Over the Border, and the second one is Hearty Boys of Ballymount, I think.
Grand.
Yeah, it could be something like that.
Keep the Sligo.
Yeah, up to Sligo now. So this will be played on, again, Marine Band, but this time it has, of course, the customized reed plates, retuned to a tuning called, then again, Easy Third. But it also has wooden cover plates, as you can see, which is something that I'm currently trying to develop and will hopefully not be too far away. So, Scotsman Over the Border. Sorry about that now. But that's things that can happen. But the thing is that you need to keep going. Exactly. And that's the hard thing. So one thing that I have learned is that with Irish music, there are never any stops, never any breaks, pauses, anything. Which means that you have to go on and on, basically forever. No, but for usually a set of tunes is 6-7 minutes long. Can be. And there are no breaks, no pauses, anything in them, which means you have to be able to do those kind of small, tiny, like micro swallows in between when playing, because you have this saliva building up in your mouth. And if you get into a situation like this, for me now, that the saliva goes the wrong way, then you have to, when you get a blow note on the harmonica, you have to try to cough and play the note at the same time to get it out there. You know how it is, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
But you only have blow notes, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I have to breathe at the same time. Sometimes it's easier than this.
Oh, yeah.
We'll do another old one from the 20s, 30s. First one from Jimmy Crowley, Johnny Jump Up. Basically, the story of this was the difficulty of getting beer during the time between the two wars. And
are there wars
cider,
now? Are there wars now? Because I have beer now.
Okay. And cider was imported in whiskey casks, which was notoriously strong. And this is a song about not drinking too much strong cider, because things can happen to you. Mm-hmm.
Jesus, now. And there wouldn't be good things now.
I'll tell you a story that happened to me one day as I went down to Youghal by the sea. The day it was fine and the day it was warm. Says I, a quiet pint wouldn't do me no harm. Went into an alehouse for a bottle of stout. Says the barman to me, all the beer is sold out. Try a whiskey like Paddy, 10 years in the wood. Says I'll try cider, I heard it was good. Oh never, oh never, oh never again. If I live to 100 or 110. For I fell to the ground and I couldn't get up. after drinking a quart of the Johnny Jump On. After lowering the third, I went into the yard where I bumped into Barofi, the big civic guard. Come here to me, boy, don't you know I'm the law? Well, I up with my fist and I shattered his jaw, and he fell to the ground with his knees crumpled up. But it wasn't I hit him, 'twas Johnny Jump Up. And the next thing that happened at y'all by the sea, saw a cripple on crutches, and says he to me, I'm afraid of me life, I'll be hit by a car. Would you help me across to the railwayman's bar?
No.
After drinking a quart of the cider so sweet, he threw down his crutches and danced on his feet. Oh never, oh never, oh never again, if I live to 100 or 110. For I fell to the ground and I couldn't get up, after drinking a quart of the Johnny Jump On. Down the Cork Road, a friend for the sea. They call it the madhouse at Cork by the Lee. But when I got there, the truth I do tell, they had the poor bugger locked up in his cell. The guard says to him, repeat if you can, around the rugged rock the ragged rascal ran. Tell them I'm not crazy, tell them I'm not mad, 'twas only a sup of the bottle I had. Oh never, oh never, oh never again, if I live to 100 or 110. For I fell to the ground and I couldn't get up, after drinking a quart of the Johnny Jump On. A man died in the Union by the name of MacNab. His corpse was laid out all cold in a slab. And after O'Connor his measurements did take, his wife brought him home to a bloody fine wake at 12 o'clock. What a beer it was, aye! The corpse he rose up, and says he with a sigh, I can't get to heaven, they won't let me up, till I bring them a quart of the Johnny Jump Up. Oh never, oh never, oh never again, if I live to 100 or 110. For I fell to the ground and I couldn't get up, after drinking a quart of the Johnny Jump Up. Oh never, oh never, oh never again, if I live to 100 or 110. For I fell to the ground and I couldn't get on, after drinking a quart of the Johnny Jump On. There we go now.
So don't drink that cider now.
Drink that cider. Stick to beer.
Stick to beer, yeah. And that was actually our last set, but because the crowd went wild and actually wanted an encore, we'll do one. So we'll continue with I'll continue with a set of polkas. And then you never know what happens next.
You never know what happens, you know. As I went down to Galway town to seek for recreation on the 17th of August, me mind being elevated, the multitudes assembled there at tickets at the station. Me mind began to dazzle, we're off to see the races with me whack, fall a down, fall a diddly idle day. There was passengers from Limerick, passengers from Nina, boys from Connemara and the Clare unmarried maidens, people from Cork City who were loyal, true and faithful, who brought home the Fenian prisoners from divers foreign nations with me whack, fall a down, fall a diddly idle day. It's there you'll see confectioners with sugar sticks and dainties, the lozenges, the oranges, the lemonade and raisins, the gingerbread and spices to accommodate the ladies, the big crew bean for tuppence to be picking while you're able with me whack, fall a down, fall a diddly idle day. It's there you'll see the pipers and the fiddlers competing, the nimble-footed dancers are tripping o'er the daisies, oh, they're shouting cigars, lights and bills for all the races, colours of the jockeys, the prizing horses, ages with me whack, fall a down, fall a diddly idle day. Woo! There you see the jockeys, they're mounted out so stately, the pink, the blue, the orange, the green, the emblem of our nation. When the bell was struck for starting, all the horses seem impatient, but thought they never stood in ground, the speed was so amazing with me whack, fall a down, fall a diddly idle day. There was 500,000 people there from all denominations, the Catholic, the Protestant, the Jew and Presbyterian. There was yet no animosity, no matter what persuasion, but false hospitality and choosing fresh acquaintance with me whack, fall a down, fall a diddly idle day. Oh, with me whack, fall a down, fall a diddly idle day. Thank you very much.
I hope you enjoyed this concert, and if you have any questions, I will answer them later.
Johnny, come lately.
Johnny, come lately. Yeah, well, I always come late. I will answer them later, and if you have any further questions after that, you can always visit my website, jaharmonicas.com or irishharmonica.com, where you also can find more info about us, Doyle and Andersson, and more video clips of me playing. So, yeah. Hope to see you around.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.